Hello again, welcome back. We're playing and continuing to play TT Classic. Second episode, we'll just continue from where we left off, which was covering some of the coal mines and some of the towns, and I'll just let the game go. Start the timer. Yay. And so the aim for this episode is not fully defined, but I'm kind of casually connecting the coal mines to power stations because they make the most money. So we have, it's a very small map by modern standards, so we've covered the majority apart from that one, this one, and the third one, which is here. So I am thinking come this way, but for that I actually want to cover connecting these towns. They make less money. I mean, passenger transport makes less money than anything else, really, almost. But this is such an outlying stop. But hey ho. Let me think about how to do this. I think these guys may not like me by the end, so I might need to plant a few trees. Good, yeah, it's fine. Put the station down. I was joking the previous time, but it's like politicians win the election, then you can do anything. This will plop out a few. Do I want that? Hold on. I don't want to connect to the factory. Okay, Woodfield mediocre. Fine. So if I do it like so, that covers bits of the town. So I can do probably just these 3-ish. Great, I'm not yet using oil. So I don't want to top this up because it would be a lot of money for what it's worth. And it's money I don't really have. Not to waste in such a manner anyway. Is that's not a house. I'll do it like this. Okay, well, we won the proverbial elections, so we can do anything we want. Doesn't always much to say. Just trying to avoid non-straight tiles where they could intersect with roads because it hinders town growth. As I said in the previous episode, in this version of the game, anything that's not a straight tile basically prohibits being constructed over i.e. no signals, no glitches, no nothing. Where am I? Yes, I know it's built. Go away. And again, initially I'll only done one train. Great. Yeah, like you don't want to do that because it's a stupid idea. Money-wise, we're surviving. Again, no keyboard shortcuts, so stuff like G doesn't do anything. I would just go. Nice. How are we doing with stations? Acceptably. So I want to hook these in, but I am curious, like, so I said at the end of the previous episode that I had an unrecorded session, or more like a discarded session, really, where I had about 4 episodes worth of stuff in 12, 15 game years. And I only did buses for passenger service. And that was double quotes fine. Yeah, great. Never really figured if towns were going to grow properly because we didn't get that far, but I'm more tempted to do trains on this occasion. Now that I undid that, I actually want to put the station here. Nope. How dislike you me? You dislike me not that bad. Very good. Okay. How to do 2 out of 3 incorrectly. Just gonna go down that way. Again, because there's no cargo disc, there's no point in connecting this to that. Oops, there's no benefit. So the rule is that we have to connect each town to another town. Of course, we can do more than that. It's not against the rules. What's fascinating is that when this came out in the 90s, well, obviously 94, not only this was a huge hoo-ha, and I loved it. Yeah, this is not a complaint. But how on earth did I spend so much time on it? By which I mean, if you look at what we're doing, we're not 2 hours into the game, that is. And we've already covered all of the coal mines. And in about 10 more game years, especially if I don't bleep down too much with doing town-related stuff, we'll basically cover the majority of primary industries. So time-wise, by the time we get to like, I don't know, the millennium, there would be so little to do. And I'm not even cheating with planes. Like, planes in this game are such a cheat. If you're gonna make shed loads of money, buy a bunch of planes. Yeah, just bring that train here and then that will be our training done. Yeah, just on there. You can't signal. I almost pointed at the screen. You can't signal here because it's not flat, and you can't signal here because it's not flat. Well, there may be other ways. Also, I could just flatten this whole thing, and then that would cost me an arm and a leg. Which is exactly what I'll do. Because I'm so rich. I mean, it really is a case of it's just money. Because I still want to signal this out. Ah, shh. But not here. Lol. I will run 2 trains here just because of the distance, because of the double platform stations. I'm not going to bother with sidings for the time being. And since we started here, I expect there would be people here. Yes. People, yes. Deeper, less so. Just go away. And this is already very bad. Ratings, basically. So it works very different from OTTD, where the drop off was that 2? Yeah, it is 2. It's quite different. There's no timetabling. So just, yeah, see how it goes. We're down to 43k. And I should still probably stick a bus station here or something. Or, yeah, sure. Said this in the OTTD game, but I think ships are a bit of a cheat. Because... okay, you can't do that. In which case I might need to get rid of this house or do some... Okay, fine. It's not letting me because that space is now empty. Oh, that's unfortunate for you. Because ship collision isn't really a thing, so you can put as many ships as you want in one square. I think there's going to be a hovercraft later. And for 20 miles an hour, that's surprisingly fast. So we've connected all these towns, which is great. I did say something about the coal mine though. So we can now proceed with that. Of sorts. Where are we proceeding precisely? We are proceeding here. So just turn off. Can't see shit. Okay, go away. Don't want to interfere with the forest too much. And I think I'm off with the tunnel. Nope, I wasn't. Still no. I have to go much farther. And I should sit up a little more comfortably. Nope, don't want to save. Don't want the stations, don't want to save. I keep pressing the wrong buttons. So this is a slight conundrum because I could bridge over here, but then I have to bridge here. Yes, I don't care. Let's review this, okay? Do that instead. And then the town can do its thing, or I can do my thing later. The power station's here. Okay, so the station's going to come here someplace because I don't yet want to do the iron mine. So we'll just level the whole place. I think they're generally out of town bound to these tiles. How's money? Allegedly good. There's very little sense in this whole tunnel now. Right. Shorted. So I don't actually know if I want to. 5, 6, 7. Want to have more than one train here or not, but more as a precaution, put in sidings. Probably another one here. Oh, need a station. That would be beneficial. I know why I didn't do it, but okay, this is toots normal. I will have to, on the assumption that I have enough money. Nope, I'm in the wrong place. Some future point I should start thinking about paying the loan, but yeah. Okay, next is these two. But for that, yet again, I need to build out passenger services, and I do not have that much money, so we're heading up, which is great. Shut up. So I'm kind of thinking because, I mean, of course, I don't have to use trains, it's just that, yeah, why not? Nothing. Let me think. So this is normal. This is normal. There's no preference. I could pull things in here, and then slightly fewer towns to deal with. Yeah, I don't care. Oopsie. So, well, at least these three, really. Marhill. Keys. And the other one was there, so just turn it around. Again, I don't want to put a non-straight, except that I need a signal. Right, okay. Fine. Now that I did that. I want to do that before I just spend an absolute fortune. Well, kind of. English should have a lot more abbreviations, like, didn't is did not. So we should have stuff like maybent, maybe not, or kind ofn't. You can guess that. Although, what is kind of not? Okay, we have enough money for a train and a half. Just go. By the time it gets anywhere. Yes, I can't deal with 5 things at the same time. So now you totally lit things up. This whole concept of information jumping at me is disturbing. Like, now you can tell me about it. Okay, this was normal. Again, there's no way to track the number of trains per anywhere, so go. Right, that just means we are slightly out of money yet again. You know what, we have 25 minutes. I want to build these two in that scope of time. One of the things I really like about some of the new GRFs in OTTD is the physical limitations. What I mean in 2NM trains, but it's not just that. The actual carriages are speed limited. Which kind of makes sense because, although there's a cheat around it, but on the assumption that you play normal. Which makes sense to me. Because if you think about it, there are up to, depending on carriage type that is, up to 1,500 tons of cargo on a 10 long train. And I'm now talking OTTD here. And I don't have enough money to buy a train. And you'd think that 1,500 tons, which is, I have no idea how that compares to real life, but I'm going to hazard real life trains are significantly heavier than that. And of course, real life trains are not 10 carriages long, especially when it comes to transporting heavy goods. I could ask ChatGPT, but anyway, the point I'm making is that you don't see heavy freight trains doing 200-300 kilometers or miles per hour. I know there's a 1.6 multiplier, but you get the gist. So like your most advanced coal carriage in that version of the game is 120k per hour, which is 68, 70 miles thereabouts. Where am I? Well, don't go any further out, that's for sure. Which I think is realistic. Because in normal UTTD, you can just hook heavy goods carriages on maglev. I was like, hey, you know, let's just pull hundreds, if not thousands of tons of stuff at incredible speeds. Okay, I still only have money for short of 2 trains. Now I do. A4 is due any moment, but I'm not going to wait for it. Conversely, I'm not going to replace existing trains until they age out. There's relatively limited benefit. Do I? I don't want to put sidings here. The only place I could actually squeeze sidings in is without spending a lot of money on water landscaping. Is there? I may, however, put one here. 5, 6, 7, whatever. I will need to leave the game for about 2 minutes in a moment. I will leave it on. I'll let you know when that happens. Okay, so that actually has covered all of the map's coal mines. So next is going to be oil. And I'm thinking for these two, come here. So the rule is going to be that I'm not going to bother with more than 2 kind of inflow. Yes, I don't care. Marhill. Citizens of Peachtree. That weird reference was because there was a character called Mama in the 2000 something the movie. So Marhill. This is not bad. I have a lot of space here, and I'm only going to have even more. And I love that there's a lighthouse up there. So I can put a station here. I will put the station later. We don't need it right now. I'm thinking if I want to bother with tunnels, but might as well. I mean, I'm not rich, but especially if we're not signaling too much, then there's no particular point in not tunneling. The biggest issue with tunnels, even in new versions, is that you can't signal around them. 1 sec. I'll be back. I'll leave it on. And here I am. And I don't want a new plane. I'm not too bothered with planes. Not so much because of the kind of cheat element. I don't care about that one way or the other. However, since that was a boat, how's my boat doing? I hazard not that well. Well, it's making money. And don't bother with planes because airports are a little not as capable as I would like them to be. Now, where do I? Yes. Can I zoom out? Ah, fail. I took note of the message, but I'm not going to be killing off trains on a 1-by-1 basis just for this. Like at some future point, I'm going to review how much or little money trains make and take it from there. But okay, so we want a large station here that could become a dock. Get rid of all this. As I said so. I know it's ugly. I'll clean it up. And I definitely want sidings. I think any goods will be hauled out on a boat. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think 7 was okay. And then station here, which I have no idea why it's kind of looking in the wrong direction, but never mind. By which I mean this. Nope. This is correct, within reason. Okay, town can go around other directions there. So we have money. Money enough for a few trains. go here, full load, drop off. Not here. There. Don't need this. And I should put an actual station. That's only 4. So unless I revamp this whole thing, it's not long enough. There's one there. I could put one here. Yeah, I don't care. 3, 4, 5, 6. Should be enough. Got money. Money in the bank. Meow, meow, meow. Go. It's going to take a while anyway. Yeah, it's I really don't like these jumping things. Okay, so this place would take goods, I hazard, but it's not particularly in the right spot for a boat. And this place is way too small. I think. Passengers mail, yeah. I mean, to be honest, even most of this doesn't take boats. Never mind. Goods. Passengers mail. I can't go up there. There are no canals or locks in this game, so. Sigh. Passenger mail. So that's why you want services running, so towns grow at acceptable speeds. Sure. Yeah, double click doesn't work. I don't want to bother with mail. Okay, so we sorted 2 of the oil wells. Yeah, I don't so much care about that. Not for subsidy, and we can't go back any farther. Alright, what was it? This is not being currently utilized, and it would be going down. There's no. Okay, there's that. What? You already halved yourself. That's 1st of November, this is already half. Okay. So what I had said is that I don't want to take more than 2 inputs into any place. So I could take this and that and take it kind of thereabouts, which is probably what I'll do. Just start building stuff out. The other one's here. Okay. Yes, go away. I'm generally trying to avoid the towns because I haven't done anything about, well, I've been here. Actually been around here. Fine. I need to avoid them a little less. Yes, go away. Q doesn't do anything. It's a little annoying. Yep, been there. This is not a good location. I want to come out here. I want to avoid that piece of road. Like, they can... I don't think they'll expand any farther than this. Farther. It's distance, so it's farther. Nope. Unlike in modern versions, I actually wanted that one, but sod it. I will take a boat from here or something, I don't know. So unlike in modern versions of TTD equivalents, I should probably do it like this then. If the player gets asked if they want to experiment with a new vehicle, and then player says yes and does nothing at all, i.e. doesn't actually experiment with a new vehicle, in TTD, there's no penalty. In TT Classic, the penalty is that you don't get asked again. For like 10 or 15 years. It's not going to be long enough. Yeah, I can't have sidings there, it's not long enough. I mean, I can have one here and then do it that way, but yes, I don't care. Money-wise, we're doing more than fine. I'm not sure about this whole layout, but I just want to make sure that they don't get stuck for weird and wonderful reasons. It needs to be here. Yes. Okay, this is increasingly bad. And then I'll end up having people here, because that town's going to come out shortly. Suddenly we have money. The oil. I know I'm playing on low construction costs and low maintenance costs, but in reality, it doesn't make an awful lot of difference. It just delays things. So if anyone was watching my long playthrough, the TTD long play, in that one, I initially started with infrastructure on, and then I only have 2 minutes left, and then I turned it off because infra in OTTD is not linear. in the costs, and it can become prohibitively expensive, which is a bit of a bummer. Okay, so we are actually out of time, but we did well, I think. The only thing I don't understand is why I would want to send that train to here. So let's make sure we don't do that. Delete and send it here instead. And with that, I'm going to turn off the timer, pause the game, save the game. Thank you for your attention, and I shall hopefully see you next time. Any thoughts, comments, whatnot, let me know, please. Bye bye.